the folks at Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland, Ohio have us covered with this one. It is their Burning River Pale Ale. Now, a funny story, the first time I ever had this, I could have sworn it was an IPA, and when I opened it and tasted it, I was like, this is really a subtle IPA, but it's a pale ale, an American pale ale, which we've done several of these, and it actually comes in at 6% alcohol by volume, which is not bad. And you can see my confusion because 6% is an acceptable rate for an IPA, kind of on the low end of the IPA scale, but 6% is, I guess, doable. Really good ratings. On Beer Advocate, it gets an 89, but how about Rate Beer giving it a 99%? So for a pale ale to rate that high, that's something special right there. 45 IBU, so not extremely hoppy, but not too unbalanced either. Citrusy and piney Cascade hops, and the subtle malts, it says, kind of balances it out. It's a World Champion Gold Medal winner at the World Beer Championships, and the reason Burning River Pale Ale was named after the Cuyahoga River after it was on fire in 1969. So there you have it. Yep, Cleveland is famous for some not so great things sometimes. But we're going to open up Great Lakes Burning River Pale Ale. We'll pour her into this pint glass. And we see kind of a very lightish, citrusy, lemony looking color. Kind of an off-orange color, or actually getting a little bit of a darker amber color with this beer. And we have about a 1 finger of head up top here. So a very healthy pour on this pale ale. Let's get the smell. Yeah, you know, when I smelled it the first time, and I never reviewed this beer, when I smelled it the first time, when I thought it was an IPA, I said, man, this is the subtlest smelling IPA. And it is a very subtle smelling beer. I'm getting a very slight hint of a citrusy tone to this beer. So it's definitely a pale ale, or an IPA is actually a pale ale. So let's get the taste now of Great Lakes Burning River Pale Ale. Wow. It does hit you in the front of the tongue like it's going to be a biting, kind of sharp IPA, but with the back of the tongue, and this is what they're probably talking about, the subtle malts really balance out the rest of the taste of this beer. It really is a full beer on the back of the tongue, not too tangy that we'd expect from an IPA, but a good taste to the back of it. I'm actually a little bit startled by the quality of the aftertaste of this beer. So for the style, just a very good representation of the style. Rate beer a little bit high, I think. I'm giving it a 99%. It's not blowing me away to a 99% level. Beer Advocate's more along the lines of where I would put it. So based on the appearance, which is a nice appearance, based on the smell, which is very subtle, however it's a pale ale, and the taste, just the aftertaste, the back of the throat stuff, it always hits me, and always really is the final judgment, I think, of what's going to get a really good rating versus a not so great rating. That aftertaste fact of a beer, because you could always start off good and then at the end be like, man, I hate this, or you start off good and it ends up being good as well, and there are other varieties. So based on that analysis, I am going to give Great Lakes Burning River Pale Ale, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.